Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pathologic. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today here in Katerina's house, where we're gonna have a chat with her, because she's one of the... Oh, hi. It's not just her, it's also I think she lives here with her brother. She's one of the people that can tell the future?
Yes.
Is she?
They say hitting hard is a good enough start.
Huh. Not really sure about that, man. So this is Alexander Saburov. These are not both him and her sister or his sister are not our bound. So I don't know if that tells us anything about their motives, but we'll see. Yulia Lyudicheva's take on him: he is a husband worthy of his wife. Oh, maybe they're not brothers. Whatever power each one of the ruling houses possesses is predicated upon a kind of dependable amalgamation between the preternatural wielded by the mistress and the magisterial injunctions issued by the head of the family, who I suppose is Alexander. However, Katerina is known to be sterile, which leaves Saburov with nothing but brute domineering. As soon as the moment is right, Saburov will attempt to seize absolute administrative power. In so doing, he will compensate himself for the debilitating misery of his spouse. Well, yeah. So, and Rubin, who's Rubin? Yulia, I think we talked to her, but Rubin I don't think I have. Alexander is a hero, he says. When fire broke out in the Skinners, he took a pike pole into his own hands to break into burning houses, save people, and put out fire. That's just how it was. Curiously enough, he kept his incognito back then, and, emerged from the ordeal unrecognized. Neither did he flaunt his feat later. The truth came out accidentally. That is a very typical situation. Alexander is just that. An everyday hero who often demands no credit. It's a very unique kind of heroism. Sure. So he says, so I finally get to see you. Yes, you really do look like a messenger of sorrowful times. In any case, welcome to the Rod. Our meeting is quite significant in a way. Facing the changes with open eyes and taking their first blow is my duty. Do you think we're on the verge of an especially unhappy era? No grim events have clouded our existence since last summer. The country has cured its war wounds. Commercial communications have been repaired. Astrologists expect nothing ill. Do you hold astrologists' opinions in high regard? I wonder if it's the Auspectorium or whatever. I think I'm gonna go with this one. The movement of the planets has an obvious effect on our life. However, I do not think it's humanly possible to gain any profit from that. Oh, it's quite possible.
Neither the sun nor death can be looked at without winking. Who said that?
It was you. So you've come to meet with Simon, haven't you? What can I do for you now? Well, I was actually invited by Isidore, but I came to meet with him first and foremost. But now it turns out that... Oh, he's been murdered, he says. Yes. Looks like the murderer is always one step ahead of you, doesn't it? The same one that took Simon's life, too. At least that's the conclusion suggested by the information at my disposal. Same pattern, same signature. Were there any traces? Look, I haven't been there myself. I'm quite content with interrogating suspects, especially since we already know who we're after. You can join the hunt, by the way. I can describe his features. Who is it then? You wouldn't believe it. His own son, he says. The fellow came back after being away for quite a while. His father had sent him to study surgery when he was but a greenhorn. Quite a lot he has learned, huh? A wandering scholar turned evil to the bone. All of that just to grab the inheritance. Wait. What? Why would he kill Simon, though? That doesn't make sense. I think... Yeah, well, how did you figure that out? In all honesty, it's hard to explain that to an outsider like you. Do you believe in such a thing as clairvoyance, Bachelor? No. Well, you should get to know my wife then. Or better yet, those who have already had the opportunities to witness the power of her prophecies. Former doubters first and foremost. Rationalists. She's got something to say to you too, by the way. So your wife called out Isidore's son specifically? Well, not specifically, no. But it all adds up. And the circumstances of Simon's death make you wonder, too. Isidore's son arrived here last night. The timing speaks against him. It even matches the time it takes to get from the Crucible to Isidore's house. I think actually, I don't remember the name of the Aerospecs or the. That's the. So it may be that this guy, the guy that this guy is talking about is the other player character. But I'm pretty sure this is. I mean, if that is the case, that's obviously not the murderer. Well, I say obviously. Then again, I don't know. But I would say that. But why would he lie? More importantly, why would her wife lie? He might be gullible. She might not. Yeah, that's not enough, though. I'll have to take the investigation into my own hands. Is there anyone who can be of help to me, apart from your wife? Actually, what about the motive? He's the type that needs no motives, he says. Yeah, right. Students these days know nothing of virtue and ethics, and a maverick too. Humans are just hairless animals to them, or even a harmful virus infecting the environment. Cynical bastards. Oh, but I do apologize. Didn't mean to offend you, even by extension. You're not my friend. You can defend me. Because I'm not your friend. So... I see you like generalizations. I wouldn't be so quick to accuse the junior Burak. So you'll keep looking for Isidore's murderer? Well... I will. Is there anyone that can help me with that? Well, there are very few good analysts in town. Everyone is more or less superstitious here. Except for one Yulia Luricheva. Perhaps. A most level-headed and reasonable person. The only person to remain skeptical about Katerina's talents, too. Without a shadow of a doubt. She has her own picture of events. She always does. Yeah, we heard of her. But I think we met her as well. I need to look at the map. Because if she's the one to the north, then we have... What is this, Yulia? She came here with an engineering team, he says, when the town was being rebuilt. Did logistics or maybe communications, not sure. They said she's a true expert in her field. Smart, yes, a polymath. Then the team left, but she stayed. She has my respect, but not my fondness. Very well, I'll speak to Yulia. What? Wait a minute. I don't... Logistics and maybe communications. I should speak to everybody, but... This guy... Why is he telling me this? No, if your description holds any merit, she's absolutely not what I'm looking for. Let's go with that. Oh, interesting.
This Haruspex is trying to prove his innocence. It's a no-go.
Haruspex. Yeah, that's, that might be the character that we play on the second campaign. That might be the character. Do you have any weapons? No, I've just finished distributing the remaining weapons to patrolmen sent to the Bone Stake lot. Rumor has it, something's brewing there. The rabble are trying to catch some man-eater, all agog. But even if I had weapons, I wouldn't give any to you. Why in the world should I? Something brewing. What exactly? They're going to lynch a woman, I think. There's this superstition circulating among the people, a myth of a man-eater from the steppe, a creature called a Shabanak Adir. Supposedly, it can only take female form, even though it's made up of all sorts of filth. Where are my patrolmen, though? He asks. Yeah, where's this lot? The Bone Stake lot. It's located somewhere among the back alleys right in the middle of Earth, between the Tanners and the Skinners district. It used to be a huge dump, and before that the mob had used it for their barbaric gatherings. Some time ago they reclaimed the dump and revived the tradition. Yeah. What kind of dump, though? The dump's been there since the foundation of the termitary. Then the construction of the Skinners and the hindquarters began, and the waste was still dumped in the lot. People grumbled at first, but then they seemed to calm down, and now, recently, they just quietly cleaned it out. Okay, and where did the waste go? No idea. It's like they ate it up. They couldn't have buried. It's against their rules. They're protecting the earth, those savages. But where did my patrolman disappear to? Maybe I should investigate? Well, you want to go see the man-eater too? Don't. Those are just dirty rumors, most likely. Or you'll find some poor victim of a frenzied mob there. That's what the patrolmen are for. As for a better description, you can look for a huge upright boulder standing there since the beginning of time. A Neolithic artifact. Well, it's not the beginning of time, but yeah. I see. Thank you. My thanks.
Yes.
Okay. So, who are the people guarding Isidore's house? Oh, those are volunteer patrolmen. We usually keep around 20 of them, but I've increased the number recently to 150 or so. Yeah. This guy is very much in power here, of the sort of political sense, I would say. Really, why do you need so many? Oh, there's unrest in the termitary. If I weren't certain that Isidore's been murdered by his own son, I would even consider the crime to be politically motivated. Isidore was That's another. I'll go into that. Isidore was preparing to take over the kin and become its leader. At least according to the information I have. Yeah, so that's another point. What he's doing right now is he's saying it is politically motivated, but not on purpose. I'm pretty sure this guy might be behind the murder of Isidore. But then again, I don't see how that connects to Cain. Yeah, to Cain. Yeah, Simon Cain. But then again, he also has not drawn the connection. And I haven't been able to draw the connection. So, these might be coincidental. He might have taken the opportunity. Or coincidental in the sense that he might have taken the opportunity. Oh, Simon Cain has been killed? Well, let's kill this guy. According to the information I have. So what is the kin? The steppe people who work in the abattoir. Many of the factory workmen. An ignorant patriarchal pile that hasn't changed much since the Stone Age. They look human enough, but if you look closer, they're just beasts. Believe me when I'm telling you that I'm not snobbish in the slightest, but there's no good reason to call them that. Yeah, I see. Isidore has always had the air of a person untouched by civilization. Goodness, Isidore was an educated modern man compared to them. They revered him, too. He got to know modern knowledge, but never left his people. A complicated man. May he rest in peace. Yeah, I'm sorry about Isidore. I'm trying to get emotion out of him. I don't think you're aware of the fact that Isidore came to me last night, just after he had returned, and warned me that there were some ominous events ahead of us. I took that as an official warning about his upcoming takeover. Okay, many possible theories here. So you took measures? Evidently. I've mobilized the patrols. I see what you're implying, Bachelor, but I'm not insane. Engineering Isidore's murder. Actually, I wasn't implying that, but yes. Yes. Engineering Isidore's murder, as a matter of fact, a strong independent kin under Isidore's rule would have been way more useful to me. Oh. And now what he's doing is proposing political theories that would, that are really not obvious. That's a common strategy. It's very useful, actually. But yeah, why? Because that would weaken the power of the Honorable Vladislav Olgimsky, who's pocketed the economy of the whole town. He'd rather see the kin as a dumb and speechless herd, and come to think of it, well, I'm sure you understand where I'm coming with this. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. You're deflecting. You're using your own crimes and against your enemies. This is precisely what Gregory warned me about. Right? That's also a good point. Okay, let's actually try to understand this. So, Vladislav Olgimsky. Olgimsky is not one of our bound, but I need to add this. I have a notebook over here, and I'm gonna add this. So, Alexander... I don't know to what extent we actually have the possibility of... where our choices are. I mean, maybe if there are more in regards to where we go rather than what we do and what we say. But then again, the game did say that all of our choices are very important, that people will remember. So I'm looking forward to that very much. But I'm trying to draw as deep an understanding of the town. It's tricky. It's tricky still. I'm sure to those of you that know what's going on. So far, well, thank you so much for the help that you've been giving me, the tips and all that sort of stuff without any spoilers, so that's very, very helpful. But, I'm sure to those of you that know what's going on, well, that's what it's like watching a blind Let's Play, isn't it? When you know the game. Which is fun. It's fun. It's something I enjoy doing. To this game, I'm looking at my notes here. So we have Alexander Saburov, and yeah, in this game, my commentary is meant For both those of you who have not played this game and those of you who have. So I'm trying to be as entertaining as possible, giving my own take on things. So we have the wall of family. The wall of the Caden family is our bound. We have Victor, Gregory, and Maria. And then we have the Stamatins, both Andri and Peter, who are, I suppose, the same person. We have Eva, and then Mark Immortel, and we don't know who he is. Because we haven't met him yet. So it's kind of a limited set of people, all things considered, even though at first they looked to be very many, but it's not. But in terms of actual suspects, of people who might know, Alexander is definitely one of these people. And Vladislav Olgimsky over here, I'm gonna include him as a suspect, not in the sense that I have any serious reason to suspect him, but this guy is saying is right, and there's no telling that it is. Grigory did say that nobody would ever lie, but they would just paint the worst picture they could of everybody else. But if he's telling the truth, which is still to be confirmed, then Olgimsky is definitely a suspect. The main problem here still is gonna be Simon Kane, and I can't find anything that connects them to Simon Kane. So, could be a coincidence. This guy could have killed. I'm still thinking that this guy might have killed Burak. But let's go with this one. This is precisely what Georgie. I'm always go for Grigory, but it's not. It's Georgie. Warned me about. Oh, there we go.
This Haruspex is trying to prove his innocence.
You're trying to
prove his guilt. It's a no-go.
You're trying to prove his guilt. Why is he? I haven't met him yet. I actually want to. Let's see. Okay, let's not mess with him. Let's meet his wife. If I can find her, of course. Oh no, this goes outside. Hi. Hello. Oh, this is the lady that clears clothes. Everything will be fine. It's all fine. I'm getting money over here. So yeah, let's look at the map and see. So we have the Rod, the mention of Katerina and Alexander Saburov, but I didn't find a way into any other room. I might have missed it because it's kind of there's another door back here. I don't really like how everything is boarded up. Okay. Katerina? Hi. Yeah, there's definitely two rooms. Oh. Spider. These things...
My stomach hurts as if I was filled with straw.
It's not the first time we hear that, I think. But maybe it's just a common line. Apparently the paintings all tell a story of these people. And she's a spider in a nest. Which means that she might want to lie. I don't know. Yeah. That is a interesting picture. I haven't been thinking too much of the symbolicness of them. But then again, sometimes you see something and you jump to some conclusions where, because this game is from Russia, the folklore affects a lot of what a spider means and what a snake means and all that sort of stuff. All those animals in particular, but everything else in general. And maybe my first thoughts of when seeing a spider, even though I like spiders, it's just my first thoughts are not what they are meant. But anyway, the only proper way for a duel, she says, to end is with the death of one of the fighters. That's what battles are supposed to be. Any conflict that has two sides inevitably turns into a battle of good and evil. That's very short-sighted. That's not brutal. That's short-sighted and not good. And not good. Katerina Saburova. Aspiti's take on her. Aspiti? I don't know who she is. Maybe. A queen turned witch. That's what you get for dabbling with the spirits of the night. After Nina died, I suppose was her mother, Katerina shamelessly rushed to take the place of the Dark Mistress. The burden of caring for the town was victorious, so petty games were still allowed. She got carried away, though. Rumor has it she needs daily morphine injections and welcomes cold-skinned visitors in her alcove at night. Oh, you mean... Sure. Okay. And Lara. Lara is the kind lady that that's projecting kindness from her dead son or something. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. Katerina took a hard hit and managed to pull through. Oh, this is really cool. This is really cool. Now that we know their personalities from other people as well, and now I can at least see what Kara sees. She sees only the good things in her, and even though this might not be exactly what happened, like, she might have not taken a hard hit, but she sees it as that. Yeah, as in, you know, she might have not felt the loss of her mother. I think I'm not mistaken in saying this, that it was her mother who was the mistress, and then when she died, she took over. Who could survive between Nina's rock and Victoria's hard place? After Nina died, I need to know who Victoria is. That's how the town worked back then. Upon this rock, Nina was forging it, while Victoria maintained a firm stance to keep it in check. Katerina was the one to ensure the balance was in place. I also admire how much Alexander and she love each other. They could have been the grand kings of old, noble, resolute, and honest. Now is simply the wrong time for them. Yeah, well, this is very, very interesting. I really enjoy this. Oh, I'm getting into the swing of the game now, because now I'm understanding this, and now I'm at least getting some perspective of my own into the characters. But she's very easy to get, though. I mean, if you start with a thing like this, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I never liked black and white mentality. Let's go with that. I'm not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically. Well, you are. I'm talking about a very particular battle. Any conflict. Very particular. Those are contradictory. She's crazy. Or maybe purposely saying that. You are one of the combatants, Bachelor Dankovsky. Do you favor good or evil? Well, that's a good question. As a scientist, I think this guy, especially one that studies death, I imagine he wouldn't want to favor any. Because you might have to deal with really dark things if you're gonna, you know, get yourself into that whole kerfuffle. And also, that's too vague of a question. It's not really. The definition of good and evil is really the issue here. But then again, I think he's gonna be straightforward. If I don't want things muddy, I'm just gonna go with the straightest answer. Spoken like a true warrior, she says. I truly wish you victory, Bachelor, even though I doubt there can be a victory at all in this battle. Thank you.
The wheel of my fortune has touched me in a dream.
Sure. You are a brave man, Bachelor Dankovsky. Why? This fight is very unlikely to end in your favor. Does a clay and bone man-eater leave traces of the kind you've witnessed? It's only a spell, an illusion. They just prefer to see it this way. It makes it easier for them. I think the game is jumping the gun a little bit and telling me about this man-eater, because it's not I mean, we haven't been introduced to it. And I can't ask what man-eater. Oh, I can actually, so yeah, go with that. What man-eater? I'm sorry to break it to you, but you will have to fight to the death. Even if it were a metaphor, the ending is still unambiguous. If you don't find out what happened before nightfall, you will die. How do you know all this? I'm clairvoyant, she says. What's the nature of your visions? This should not be your primary concern at the moment. You should concern yourself with the number of minutes you have left, and that number is dwindling. I don't throw predictions around. Others will tell you how often they have come true. Do heed my words. Well, time will tell.
It's true. The girl has proven that she's a saint, not a killer.
Oh, the torment. I can't bear it, she says. She takes painkillers. She takes morphine. Do you also think Simon Kane's death was a natural? No, not at all. How could someone who had absorbed all our blood not die? A single man cannot handle that. There are limits to a living being's vitality, and there are limits to the world's patience. I think she might be saying something. Limits to being vital. No, that's not the issue here. This is the issue. This is what she's trying to say. So his death was inevitable. Is that what you're saying? Who is to blame for his death? She asks. Even if someone did have something to do with it, is that person worth blaming? More likely they didn't even realize they were killing someone. Yes, that is how it was. Now I see very clearly. Oh yeah, you're clairvoyant.
The wheel of my fortune.
Okay, apparently she just says, why don't you take painkillers is the goodbye question. Okay, so we definitely... Oh man, but I can't go back there. I can't go back into that place. The willow serves as the residence of a singer called Anna. Her last name, Angel, has a curious ring to it. Yulia believes that the suspected murderer may be hiding there. Oh yeah, that's where I need to go. Yulia Lyuricheva. Yeah, we talked to her already. And then we have Andrei Statami's pub. Wait a minute, what? That's... Oh, maybe they are. Maybe they are different people. Well, let's find out. Next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pathologic. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.